It was a book with the listings of hotels that blacks could stay at when traveling. To not go back where we have came from is to learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, that's a coal chute. That's where they used to put coal in for heat. It wasn't on a level of equality. This would have been Ike and Tina's room.
We are here today at the Thelma Hotel in Bluefield, West Virginia. This is a hotel that was listed in the Green Book.
You can do the marquee.
Yeah, I'll check out this marquee up here. This hotel was for when African Americans came into Bluefield, and I mean this was back during segregation. This was only one of the only places they could stay. Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
And then we had a lot of people to stay here. We had Ike and Tina Tuner, Etta James, James Brown, Little Richard, just to name a few of the individuals that stayed here.
In this building.
Right. Now, at the time that they stayed here, they wasn't famous, but if you mentioned their names today, everybody knew who they are.
They were.
So when they came in, they entertained and they stayed in the predominantly black area, so they could still go to the nightclubs and do things while they were in town.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Then actually right next door, the Travelers Inn was another hotel.
This brick building.
The brick building, correct.
Travelers Hotel, and it was also
Travelers Inn.
Travelers Inn,
right?
And it was in the Green Book as well. Green Book meaning that's where how African Americans would find places.
It was
to
a
stay.
listing. It was a book with the listings of hotels that blacks could stay at when traveling.
Okay.
And it's also a movie. The Green Book is out. Yeah. I challenge everybody to see that movie. It's an awesome movie.
Absolutely. So. And how long have you? Because I know that you're revitalizing that. That's what you own this now.
Yes.
And you're trying to revitalize, restore it.
Right.
And how long? So how long has this been closed?
Well, actually, I'd say it's been closed for about 7 or 8, maybe 10 years. Let's go with 10 years.
Okay.
Because my church is right out the street.
Okay.
And we used to have Vacation to Bible School here, which you can see one of the things up there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And then it was kind of hard for me to maintain it. And so what I did was the 2 pastors before me, what happened was this was gifted to her. And she made it an extension of the church. So she didn't have to pay taxes on it, which that was a smart move. Mm-hmm. Now, all this we just took out last year. We took all this out because it was still up there. We still have the, because we had put in central heat and air, but we had to take it out. When you're dealing with historical, you pretty much have to put it back like it was.
Okay.
Now, a slight estimate, we're looking at $2 million for full restoration. To restore the thing whole. Now, what happens is, the reason being, we have to bring it up to today's codes. New electrical, new plumbing, make sure there's no asbestos. So the intention is to gut the whole building, because I had E.L. Robinson to come in, which is a structural engineering company, and they looked at it, they said the building is structurally sound, but we have floors, the kitchens fell in and stuff like that.
Okay,
He said, so it would be best just to go and gut the whole building and put it back, which I had a architect to come in a couple of weeks ago, Bill Huber out of Marion, Virginia, to see what is the feasibility and practicability of how many apartments we could put back in here, meeting code standards. As you go in the rooms, you can see how the floor and stuff is fell in. So we're gonna go here. You might want to take some more pictures of. You can video that. This is when it was up and running with the church more so than anything. Yeah.
Wow. And this is from when with the church, like you were saying.
Yes, yes. So it had its day, even after it closed as a hotel. And actually, Evangelist Omega Dow was the lady that owned it, and she lived in here.
She lived in this
in the
building.
building, right? And I'll show you what room she stayed in. There's some more pictures over there.
Oh yeah.
Now this would be considered an apartment.
It wouldn't be considered a hotel. It'd be considered.
This would be like a living room. This would probably be a bedroom.
Okay.
Over here would be a bedroom.
Over here would be a bedroom. Okay.
That's a closet, and that's a bathroom. You can walk back a little, just be careful.
Okay, yeah, and then the bathroom right here. Wow, okay. Wow. So, oh, gotcha. You would walk down the hall, and then somebody would this would be their living quarters. This would be where they would live. Okay.
Right. And there was a back door entrance. This was a set of stairwells. After I had closed the building down, people started breaking in and found needles and stuff. So we tried to stop them from going upstairs, but you know, when you get a two-legged rat, keep out. And let me show you.
Now, you said that when you were a kid, you can remember getting out of the church on the corner, and running through that back door.
Coming in here. This was all this from this pole back was a store. Over there was a restaurant. This was a lounge area.
Over here, okay.
But I'm gonna just show you how petty people are. During right before COVID, when everybody was getting copper, one night somebody came in here in one night and cut all the wiring. And they had to stop, but what they did was they would cut the wire and pull it through the ceiling after we had put up all new tile and everything.
Wow, it's crazy to think, like walking through that door, so many
memories,
really historical figures in the black communities. Like, cause isn't there something, I'm assuming that they would have stayed here too, because they probably would have had to, like W.E.B. Du Bois and Langston Hughes come through here.
That's right, that's absolutely right.
Like I said, I've driven past this building 100 times, thousands of times. But man, knowing what it is, like that feeling inside you of standing inside of something like some sort of history, man, it's.
This would have been a room for rent.
Okay. Wow.
This would have been a room for rent. Look at this old bed frame.
Whoa. Wow.
And you know, like in hotels now, they have adjoining rooms. Yeah. Actually, this would have been an adjoining room for
okay.
Because it joins over.
Like if you're family vacationing, but you don't want to stay together.
Right. Now, this was put in, but again, I have to take it out because that was for central heat and air. Okay. But by me establishing it as a historical building, I pretty much have to put it back the way it is. That's why I was showing you downstairs. We poured out a lot of stuff. Yeah. That was a lot of money.
I guess to keep just kind of that feel of what the building would have historically been.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Do you have to take all this ductwork out and stuff?
Yes.
You have to take all the duct. You have to take all that out.
When we get back downstairs, I'll show you some more, because we took a lot out downstairs. But a lot of it we still need to take out. Okay. Because again, it has to be pretty much like it was initially for it to be historical. Okay. And then back then they had coal and wood heat. They didn't have central heat and air. This would have been another room for rent.
Wow. Gosh, man, it's crazy. Just think about like how many people stayed here because they had to. I didn't have like, gosh, man.
Now the lady, Thelma Stone, that owned the building, her niece, Dr. Karen Bailey Lewis, is one of my advisors on my board. She stayed here when she was a child. She met every entertainer that came through. Wow. And she said when she was a little girl, she had come upstairs and Ike asked her to go get a soda. She went and got him a soda and brought it back. And he gave her $1. She said she thought she was rich. $1 to a kid in 1949. Yeah, you can only imagine.
And the thing is like, so people would come here and stay, like, because the Granada Theater used to have stuff, right? So I know that Ike and Tina Tuner weren't huge at the time, but would they perform over there?
Well, most of the entertainers that came during that time performed at the auditorium.
Okay.
At the auditorium, out on College.
Gotcha.
Stadium Drive.
Stadium Drive, yeah.
Right. Now, this would have been another adjoining room. Like you said, separate from the parents. And when I blocked off the steps and locked the doors, like I said, two-legged rats find a way. Mm-hmm. They came, because you can get to the roof from the deck outside. Okay. They climbed through the roof, busted the window out, and started coming through the window.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know if that'll focus, but that's, that window's out. Man.
Oh, yeah.
And so they would come through there and jump down here.
Yeah.
And that way they could come in and
do whatever
they want.
Open one of the doors and go back out downstairs. Now, For some people that just had rooms and didn't have a bathroom, they would use this.
Okay. Got like a communal bathroom.
Right.
Okay.
Or this one, which would have been communal. Because this was actually, it all depend on if you, like, we'll just go in here and show you.
Yeah.
This would be like a 2-bedroom apartment. This room could be used for this bathroom. Look at the old furniture, man, it's unreal.
That is crazy. Wow.
And this would have been another room with a closet.
Wow, would this have been like a, this was like,
This was like a suite.
I was going to say, is this like a suite? Because this is like
because
a really
it had,
spacious.
It had a kitchen. Well, I'm going to show you. It had its own closet. Well, there been a closet. Here's a closet. Had its own bathroom. Had its own living room.
Wow. So yeah, this is like
Had its own kitchen.
the high rollers that came in here, like the famous of the famous would have stayed here.
And then this was another room over here. This would have been another bedroom.
Another bedroom. Oh, okay, another bedroom back in there.
You can walk back there. It's fine. And it had a closet to it as well.
Wow.
Now,
So yeah, it had its own kitchen.
of course, a little bit because I want to save the best for last.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. That's...
This is gonna be the best right there.
Okay.
But here's another. This would have been another apartment. Living room.
Now it was a hotel, but so it was specifically a hotel, or could people, even at that time, rent out apartment space here?
Yes, they could.
They could. Okay.
This is a bathroom, a closet. This would have been the living room. This would have been a bedroom, and over here's the kitchen. And
Oh
this
my gosh! Look at
kitchen-
this refrigerator.
Right.
Oh my gosh!
It's old like that.
That is amazing.
And this would have been, look at the old eyes they had. They didn't even have the spiral eyes on the stove.
Wow.
And this was the deck, which, like I said, is so close to the roof you can just climb up there. Now, this was the stairway I blocked off that I showed you downstairs.
Okay, yeah, the one that you boarded over.
But, yeah, trying to keep people from coming up. Now, this would have been Ike and Tina's room. This would have been the bedroom. There's another bedroom. There's a closet. There's a bathroom here. And then they had their kitchen.
So they stayed in
They stayed, this is the room, this is the apartment they stayed in every time they came.
Wow.
How do I know that? Because the young lady at the time, who was a grown woman now, Dr. Carolyn Bailey Lewis, who is the niece of Thelma Stone, told me they always stayed at the top of the steps, the first room on your left.
It's such an important part of Bluefield.
It's history, that's
and
right.
And it's history. You know, I know that. Man, it's crazy to think.
Yeah.
So I mean, at the time, like the whole idea behind the Green Book hotels and stuff. So like, as segregation was coming to an end, I know that there's still obviously issues with people integrating. Did that hurt business here because people were allowed to stay at different places, or would people still stay here based on like you took care of us when nobody would take care of us?
Right. Well, yes, they did, because a lot of people in the community, I'll give you another blessing. Dr. Patrice Harris, who was head of the American Medical Association during COVID, first black woman, she was actually born on this side of town, and she actually lived in an apartment in here with her mom and dad when she was a little girl.
Gotcha.
So even the community had access to it. Yes.
If a black person came here and they were married to either a black man married to a white woman or a white woman married to a black man, would they stay here too? Like, would that even be?
Pretty much they would stay here because they wouldn't have been allowed to stay anywhere else.
Okay.
Like they couldn't have stayed at the Middle of the Mass or the West Virginia Hotel or anything like that. And it was so sad. Even back then, it was a phrase, and I hate to use it, but I got to tell you the truth. Okay. If a white woman messed with a black man during that time, she was considered white trash.
I gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? it wasn't on a level of equality. Even her people thought less of her because she was engaging a man of color, and vice versa. Right.
Yeah, I guess society's like, oh, you're part of them now.
Right.
So you gotta, I got you.
You gotta stay with them, right?
You gotta stay with them.
And then they were slighted and treated differently because of the company they kept.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Gosh, that's
nuts. You're right.
It's insane.
We have them up here, and we have them downstairs. These were the original bricks in the.
These were the original glass bricks in the building.
Yes, sir. See,
wow.
There's some right here.
Yeah, these are. They're really nice. It has a really nice look to it.
Ambiance.
I kind of wish, like more. I mean, maybe it is in other areas, but I wish more modern structures would use those because they're really, really appealing to the.
Yeah, if you look
to the eye. Yeah. How did Thelma? I'm assuming it was funded, or did she bought a place?
What happened was, this is a good story. What happened was, let's take you back to 1949.
Okay.
Now, blacks had many jobs. They cleaned houses, they worked on the trash trucks and things of that sort. And I'll send you a picture of her.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's perfect.
She, at the height of segregation, when white women stayed at home and took care of the kids, the men worked. And they could go to institutions, banks and loans company and get loans. But what happened was she went and applied for the loan, and she got the loan. And then actually what happened was, it was a house sitting on this lot.
Okay.
And see, I'll show you. Let's walk around.
Yeah.
It's an A-frame roof up there.
Oh yeah.
That was the house.
Okay.
So she actually built the first part of the hotel, which is this.
Right here where this gap is in front. Okay.
And then she built this around the house to add on to it.
To add on to it.
That way she didn't have to worry about leaving or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Now, and this was the deck part. Now, what makes the building, if you look at the brick, if you get cinder blocks now, they have a hollow place on each side of them. These are solid bricks.
There's solid.
no hollow plate to it.
Wow.
That's what makes the building structurally sound. That's what the E.L. Robinson, the structural engineer, said. And then plus on top of that, to full restoration is at $2 million.
And that'll let you replace the windows, paint it, do all the inside, get it gutted and fixed.
Yes. Well, just for demolition is $50,000 just to tear it out.
Like it's such a wild thing to take in. Like I said, I've driven past this thousands of times and I had no clue what it was. But it I don't know, it's just the feeling of being around. It's just such a important piece of history. Yeah, so here's the back door that he was talking about running in when he was a kid. You see the keep out sign right there because from where they're having issues with people coming in. You gotta learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
You can't, it's tough, but you can't not talk about this stuff.
Well, the thing about it is, as we talked before, if you don't learn from your history, you're destined to repeat it. And we're living at a time, it's 2024, but segregation, discrimination is more so hidden today.
Yeah.
It's not as open as it was, or dominant enough to say, you can't stay here or you can't do that. Yeah. So they do it in a hidden way, but yet it's still real. And it's sad to say, in the United States alone today, in society, why can't we get along, really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I say something all the time, and I believe this in my spirit. If you can't get along down here, you won't be up there. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Heaven is not segregated, it's integrated. Yeah. Hell is not segregated, it's integrated. So it's just coming to an understanding that we all have to get along. We're here to serve and be of service to each other, to our communities, to the city, and that's what makes the city grow. And right now, a lot of people don't know this, but in the state of West Virginia, Mercer County has more people of color than any county in the state.
Wow.
That's a fact.
Do you know what would the purpose in that? Or not what the purpose is. Do you know why? Is it because of the history here, how big Bluefield used to be? Or
well,
do you know
at one point in time it was really big, but now what brings it out and brings it to mind is the fact that It grew a lot when a lot of people exited out of McDowell County.
Okay.
Coming up during the flood. I think it was like in, God forgive me, I think it was like 96 when they had the big flood down there.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people exited out of the county and came to Bluefield. Then you had people exiting out of, I want to say Wyoming County.
Okay.
They came this way as well. And at one point in time during the coal boom, when West Virginia had more millionaires than any state in the United States, everybody from the county came to Bluefield because Bluefield was saw as a city to them.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, everything was bustling. We had trolley cars. People don't even realize that we had trolley cars at one time.
Yeah.
And it was a lot going on. As an example, even when I was a kid, going across Northside Bridge, which is at the far end over by the police station, at one time when you crossed that bridge, it was at least 6 clubs on that side of town when you crossed that bridge.
Okay.
Just to name a few, you had the American Legions, the Kitty Cat, the Silver Slipper. Those were just some of the clubs that were over there. And I remember those as a child and how everything was booming in the community, you know, because we had our own clubs, we had our own stores.
Just think, you know, gosh, not even that far removed. 60 years ago, 70 years ago, people walking through the store, coming in here, needing a place to stay. And this happens all over the country. Man, it's just crazy to think about just stuff that would have happened here, you know, just stuff that having to stay here. Shoo. This is wild.
I was born in 55, so I was 7 years old, maybe 8, in 62, during the Civil Rights Movement. Mm-hmm. When Kresge's was downtown, I could go in Kresge's and spend my money, but I could not eat in there.
Whoa.
I had to take my food out. I had to take anything I bought out. Now, just a little history that I can't document, but I know for a fact it's true. My mother, Joyce Mitchell, was the first black woman to sit down in Kresge's and eat. And I give credit to, it was a diamond store in downtown Bluefield. It was called Alfred Land Diamonds. Mm-hmm. And my mother, most people of color during that time, worked cleaning white homes.
Yeah, okay.
And she worked for Alfred Land Diamond cleaning his home. And he trusted her so much and saw her abilities to do different things and her intelligence, so he sent her to diamond school. And she graduated from diamond school and became third under him and his wife. His name was Alfred, his wife's name was Gladys was his wife's name.
Okay.
So what happened was, my mom was going back and forth because she stayed up on Jones Street, and she would walk to work. And he kept asking her, why are you coming back late every day from lunch? She said, because I have to go home and eat. I can't eat in downtown. So he had 2 other co-workers, white females. He said, I want you to go up there with Joyce, and I want you to sit down and eat with her. And if they ask her to leave, let me know. And they didn't.
Oh.
So he had a little pull and power within the city.
That's amazing.
And that's how later on, after that, they would allow certain people. Still, you were not everybody. You had to be connected to somebody, and that's the way it is in this city even today.
Even today, yeah.
Whoever built it, like the structural engineer, he was so amazed. I mean, he was like, "Oh my God, we should build like this in today," but they don't today. They got where most doors are framed in with wood. They use metal frames. Let me show you on this side. Yeah.
So this is the addition that you were talking about. Like right here?
Right, this is the second part of the building, which is, you still see the frame of the roof right there?
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
So that's what she built in and then bought it out this way.
Okay.
Now here is the, he pointed it out to me, I would have never noticed this. Now that's a coal chute. That's where they used to put coal in for heat.
Oh, okay. Does it go to, is it like a basement?
Yeah.
Okay.
To a basement.
Led to a basement so they could.
And just fill the whole basement.
Wow. Okay.
But see here.
Oh yeah.
That's metal.
It sure is, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That is absolutely metal.
That's unreal. And you can see it down here on this one. All this metal.
Wow.
They just built different. Even the guy, even the wood we seen when we went in the front door.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying they don't use wood like that no more.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just solid. It was just solid wood, and the way the joints and stuff. I mean, the architect was like, "Oh my God." He said, "Yeah, we have to save this building." I said, "Oh yeah." My next move is to take all the furniture and stuff in here before they do demolition and put it in storage so I can have some of it. The only alternate I might do is if I get the funding and I can do all the apartments like today, I wouldn't keep the furniture. I would just let it go or sell it to raise money for the hotel. But it's kind of tricky when you're dealing with people, because I'll give you an example of the city. They know what I'm trying to do, and I want to keep part of the historical part, like Ike and Tina's room. I would love to keep that.
Yeah.
But see, once they demolition it, I can still say that was the room, but it won't look like it did prior to.
Yeah, that's
see what I'm saying?
The rough coordinates of where they stayed, kind of thing. And when you say demolition, you're not, like, just for people watching, you're not talking about the outside and stuff will be here. You're talking about literally gutting the inside
and redoing the whole inside. Hopefully, we'll have 10 apartments. We'll have an elevator in there for seniors. We'll have a handicap thing going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about it. You know, I can remember when Archie Bell and the Drills came through Bluefield. Oh, that was the big thing back in the day. It was a group called Archie Bell and the Drills. And we were standing, we was kids, and we'd seen this car go down with a thing on the side, Archie Bell and the Drills. I said, it's them. And it was just a pack of kids running, trying
to get them?
Yeah, just to get a view of who they were.
Thank you thank you so much for telling me about everything going on, man. It's been really, really eye-opening to me, and to learn about just the history in the area. So I appreciate your time.
No, I thank God for you coming and wanting to share the history.
Yeah.
You know, because you've been a blessing as well. I mean, we have to look at that. And just knowing that in order for us, as we stated before, to not go back where we have came from is to learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's one of those crazy things, man. I think that it's very important to learn about your history. I think it's very important even to touch on the sensitive subjects that it can be for some of us. And I think that that's a good way to make sure that the world's a better place. So, yeah, this is, man, what an absolutely amazing experience. What just a feeling walking in the presence of something that is so historically, I don't know, important